Hi, welcome Denzil. Welcome to my latest acquisition. Do you want to come in? And I'll show you around.
Hey, I'm excited to see what you've got. Let's have a look.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. Right, as you can see, we're on the first floor. So you come up the stairs, you have your own front door.
Yeah.
Nobody else shares it. And this can be shut off at night, so you don't waste any heat. So, come with me.
Okay, so Dave, this is brilliant. So before we walk through what looks like a really nice home and a potential investment, tell us why you bought this, why the area, why this particular property, and things like that before we do the walk around and go through the numbers.
It's a masonette, so it's half a house. So it's like a flat, but without loads of other people around you.
Yeah.
And without all the maintenance charges that flats give you. The whole area around here is masonette. So it's not unusual, and it's not far from Jaguar Land Rover, it's not far from Coventry Airport, it's not far from the industrial sites, and not far from the new industrial site which is just being built by Jaguar. I'm joking with you. So the potential there is good.
Is that the potential to finding renters?
Renters, yeah.
Right, okay.
The beauty of these is they don't cost a lot. We'll go through the figures later on and I'll show you. But the rental demand is good and the returns are good.
Brilliant. What area is this? So the reason being, anyone listening to the podcast or watching us on GenHopeTV or via Property Connect, what area is this?
Right.
Just in case people are looking at investing and things like that.
In this sort of area, you're looking, it falls in a little bit between areas.
Oh, okay.
It's like towards Whitley,
Yeah.
towards Willenhall and everything else. So
Between the W's.
between the W's.
Between the W's. Okay, that's
so,
good.
Yeah. So it's a nice area.
Yeah.
If you want to buy a car, there's a couple of car showrooms up the road as well.
Is that a good sign? So I always thought about that whenever I'm looking at a property in different areas. If I see certain car companies, I think actually that's a good sign, because these big companies don't place car showrooms in areas where there's no potential money.
No.
So they put them in the right places to get the traffic, to get the people, and people in the right demographics or financial demographics to purchase that car. Do you do the same thing?
Yeah, I look at it. You've got Volvo up the road, you've got Honda up the road, you've got Mazda, Suzuki, and what's the other one up the road now? MG from China.
Excellent.
Just further down the road, you've got the shopping centre with Costa, and you know what they say, coffee bar starts opening up, it's got to be in the right area.
I like that. So that's a real good sign. So for sometimes it's the little things that you potentially miss out on. A Costa coffee. There's a Costa coffee. It's a really good sign, because they believe there's disposable income.
Yeah. You've got Aldi on the same site. You've got B&M. So you've got a mixture of people who are affluent.
Yeah.
And you've got people who are affluent who don't want to waste their money.
Yeah.
So they go to those places and they're always busy.
Perfect.
You know, I avoid it.
Yeah.
For the simple reason, the traffic is horrendous.
Nightmare. Now, so what we've got, we're going to go through the property then. So Dave's going to take us through each room, the work that needs to be done, and things like that, and what you'll be looking at when you're investing before you put it onto the market, things that you need to get done. So Dave, it's over to you. Let's, which room we're going into first?
Right. To give you a general idea of the property, you've got 2 bedrooms, 1 double, 1 bigger than a single, 1 lounge, 1 kitchen, 1 bathroom. So it's dead simple. Central landing that every room goes off, so it's easy. Right, the first room we'll go into, because it's on my left, is the little bedroom.
After you, sir. We'll let you lead the way. Okay. This is a good size second, I don't know if this is not the main bedroom.
No, this is the second bedroom.
Oh, okay.
So it's bigger than a small.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
In here really, it's just freshen up the walls. I've checked the boiler, because the boiler's in that cupboard.
Oh, okay.
I've checked the warranty on it, I've checked the condition of it, I've checked the brand.
Yeah.
That's important. You don't want to buy a boiler that is classed as a poor quality boiler.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you the boiler.
Let's have a look. I feel like this is like MTV Cribs. I won't go in there with you, it's a bit too cozy.
It's just a simple backseat, a good brand. Instructions on there so the tenants don't have to keep calling you. The other thing to make sure you have got is a filling loop that they can use, which, show you again, controls the water pressure. If that water pressure drops too low, you'll get no central heating. So if someone rings up and says they've got no heating, ask them to check the level there. There's a little red line. If it's there or below, you'll get no heating. Tell them to top it up, not more than 2 on the dial, and then they'll have heating again.
Okay. Dave, just as we're discussing boilers and things like that, it's something I always look at whenever we go into a property, because obviously that can be an expensive, like £2,000.
Oh God,
you know, yeah, for a new boiler. So what would you say, what kind of names you're looking out for?
I look
There's a
out
couple
for-
that I look out for, but which ones do you look out for?
Baxi,
Baxi, yeah.
Valiant,
Valiant,
Worcester Bosch are good.
but very expensive.
Very expensive. They're expensive because they're built back to front.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm told.
Oh, okay.
I've never done it.
Yeah.
But you want the little things that are at the back, so you can remove the big thing. So Baxi and they're the ones I look for.
Yeah. So Baxi,
if-
Pottersons,
yeah,
Valiants, and Worcester
Yeah.
Bosch.
If you're buying one with a very old boiler,
Yeah.
factor it into your price.
Yeah, so make that a negotiating tool. Like whenever you're going through a property, the one thing is, if something's not right, that works in your favour as a negotiating tool. Why
Yes.
you're going to put in a lower offer than what the market's asking for. And a boiler, as you said, if you've got to put a new boiler in, anything from £2,000 upwards is what you're going to be looking to
Yeah.
pay. Okay, so great little room.
Yeah. Not a great fan of Artex, but it's clean, it's tidy. Don't have to do anything to it.
Brilliant. So in here, and when
Yeah.
we're looking at the room, do you put blinds up? So one of the things that I do now in our properties is I always put up, like, you know, just doctor's blinds.
Yes.
Because everyone's got, you know, different curtains and da-da-da,
Yeah.
and I don't worry about that. Okay, so I put blinds in, simple
I tend
blinds.
to
What do you do?
make sure we have curtain rail there if you
Yeah.
want it. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I don't put
Perfect.
blinds, I don't put curtains up.
Yeah.
That way, there's no argument at the end. Blinds have a tendency, where the weight's at the bottom,
Yeah,
to become split,
yeah,
damaged, the little strings of the balls on it,
yeah.
broken. Providing the equipment for them so they don't have to drill holes, I've got no arguments when it comes
Oh,
to the
okay.
end.
So it's a really good point. Keep it really, really simple. So from an inventory standpoint, you know, I know you said you're going to do an inventory
Oh God, yes.
video for us. Is keep it simple and less things to go wrong,
Yep.
less disputes.
That's what you want, no dispute. Now the deposits have been capped at 5 weeks. You haven't got the capacity to have a lot of expenditure.
Yeah,
So you make sure you keep things simple, less for you to have to replace, less for you to argue about.
like that, like that.
The walls in here and everywhere will be with a scrubbable paint,
Yeah,
so that if the kids write on it, it can be wiped off. Another area, bit more expensive to start with, probably double the price what you normally pay for your cheap paint, but
Worth
probably
it,
won't
yeah.
have to touch it for 5 years.
fantastic. That's another little great teacher point. What about the carpet in here? Because it looks okay. It's not great, but it looks okay.
They're not
What do
good. What I'm going to do after I've done the painting,
Yeah,
because
Just
make any difference to make a mess,
Yeah,
is get rid of them, have new carpets put in, probably be a neutral colour. It'll either be digestive biscuit or a light grey, I'm not sure yet.
yeah.
I'm leaning towards grey because the bathroom's grey.
I like grey because it doesn't show the dirt as
Yeah.
much. And the thing is, you can't afford to change it every 6 months. So
And I don't want it.
Yeah.
And the other good point is, if I replace them with a brand new and I've got the receipt, come the end of their tenancy, there's an argument, I can prove it was brand new. So
Perfect.
there is no argument about what's been caused as damage.
excellent.
Always worthwhile.
Okay, excellent. So
Right, let's move on into the main lounge.
Here we go.
This is the main lounge.
And it's a good size.
Yes.
It's a real good size.
Now, just before we get ourselves positioned, we do get a balcony with this.
Very fancy.
I know. You can sit out there in the summer and sunbathe.
Should we pull back there so that people can see it? Look at this. I feel like I'm in Portugal.
Yeah, all we want is the sunshine and the sangria.
Yeah.
They
A
are.
little bit of sunshine. Just a little bit of sunshine.
Right, just while we're here looking at the garden, on a masonette, you don't own all the garden. Now downstairs owns the front, and I own a little bit of the back and the back garden.
Okay.
So you don't own all the garden. So yeah, I'm lucky. I've got somebody who likes gardening.
Love that. And I think that's another thing. What I like when we look outside, I'm always interested at the cars that are outside.
Yes.
I also take a big interest in how other people's gardens look. Because if you have an area by where all the gardens are terrible and things like that, that's the mentality of the potential people that are living in the area.
Yeah,
So-
it's the same with cars.
Yeah.
If you have cars that are in bits
Yeah.
and broken and damaged and
Yeah.
not looked after, then that's the type of people that are attracted to this area.
Oh, okay.
They're the people you don't want.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
So basically the same in this room. It's a lick of paint, change the carpets, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no fire here because we've got central heating. If somebody wants it, they can put their own electric fire in. So again, bought for the simplicity of what I don't have to do.
Love that. Nice lounge. Nice lounge.
Yes. Right.
Okay, just a quick one, Dave.
Yeah.
Just before we go into the other way, because obviously you don't have a kitchen diner, so this is a lounge. But I like the size of this because if you had a sofa over there, they could have a corner table.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to understand, like, remember that if you were living in a property, that it's got to be practical. Okay, so if they've got nowhere to eat, all right, and it literally is a sofa, then it's not conducive with a family.
No.
So it's maybe just a working professional. But if you can have the space where you can put a little table,
A little
then you
table
can
would
have a
fit in
little
there
flat.
quite
Yeah.
nicely, especially those tables that have the folding flap so you can fold it down when you're not in use and just get it
100%.
out when you need it.
Yeah.
It keeps the room tidy and it maximises your space.
Maximise your space. So always think about that whenever you're, buying a property, look at the functionality of it, because if it doesn't function well, then you're only going to get one type of tenants, which makes it harder to rent out. You want to have the masses come to your property, so you have the pick of the best. So yeah, it's a really good lounge. Love this.
I mean, TV can go on the wall there.
Yeah.
You could have your table over in that corner, so you by the window, get close light, and you can have your sofa along here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It depends how you configure it and how many people. You won't have a large family in here. You probably have a couple with one child or two children up to a certain age. That's about your lot. So they're not going to consume a lot of space.
Yeah. I would say as well, just as we were talking about how, and Dave's talking about how we can lay out the potential room, that's really what a good agent should be doing. Because obviously I'm not too sure, you don't dress your property, will you?
No,
This will be
somebody
empty.
has to paint a picture.
Right, 100%.
We have to put into your mind what it could be.
Yeah.
And overlay it with what you think you can do, so you get a picture of where you as a tenant can think, this can work for me, this will be good.
It's a nice place. Okay.
And we want them to own it.
Yeah, that's the key.
Right.
Next room then, come follow us, let's go. Where are we up to next?
This is the main bedroom.
The main bedroom.
The master bedroom.
As they say, this is where the magic happens.
Yeah. So, again, the same as all the other rooms.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Paintwork, carpets, that's it. It's double glazed throughout, so I haven't got to worry about that.
That's the key thing as well, because you get single glaze.
And you get aluminium windows on a lot of some
Yeah.
of these as well. There's one just over there. It's still got aluminium windows.
Yeah.
You don't really want that.
Nah. People are not attracted to it as well.
No.
People
It's
are
cold.
attracted- Yeah.
It's cold.
So-
And they're old and they tend to be like 6 mil
Yeah.
and not the 10, 15 mil.
Oh, okay.
So it's not as efficient.
Brilliant.
The other thing to look at when you're looking at a property to rent out, first thing you look at, EPC. Make sure it's D or above.
Yeah.
You don't want anything that says E because you can't rent it. Simple as.
Right, so that's another good thing then. So if you're finding a property,
EPC first thing.
EPC, and by law you have to have an EPC for all your properties.
Yep.
And once you've got it, you've got it.
It's there for 10 years.
Yeah. But just make sure.
Don't be put off if it is an E. Go around, check it. If you've still got the old aluminium windows, replace them.
Yeah.
And take it off the price. It could be just that the bulbs are wrong. Just replacing bulbs with LED bulbs, having a more efficient boiler, efficient timer, things like that can increase it. You can put a high thermostat on and everything else. Probably cost you about 300 quid fitted. LED bulbs are not a lot. They will increase it. You don't have to worry on a first floor masonette of internal insulation on the walls because it only affects the ground floor.
Yeah, 100%. So here's another thing, just obviously looking at the garden, and just at that point that we talked about looking at the back gardens, the front gardens, we talked about the cars at the front, but also looking out at the back, what are your neighbours like? I'm always concerned what the neighbours are like, because that has an effect on the value of my property. And if you find that you've got terrible neighbours, noisy neighbours, neighbours from hell, that can be an issue. But if you look out of here, this is perfect. It's,
They're lived-in gardens.
Yeah.
But they're not full of trash.
Trash, yeah, 100%. Love that.
We've got a few fences down because we've had some bad wind around here.
Yeah.
But you can see people are investing in, I don't know what they call those.
Gazebos or
Gazebos, is it?
type of things,
Yeah.
the wooden things over there. That's
We've
really
got
nice.
plenty of green space for the kids.
And that's another key thing as well. Can you find yourself at like a local park and things
Well,
like that?
that park over there
Yeah.
has senior football and junior football played on it.
Oh, excellent.
So if you have children, make sure, if you're looking for a family, make sure there's something for the kids,
Kids, yeah.
nearby. Football, rugger,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Rugger. Football, rugger. It sounded like it's on Talk Sport.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Slow down.
Yeah, I like it. No, it's good. Really like that. Brilliant. Okay, which room? Where
We'll go to the bathroom next.
What's to the bathroom?
There's only room for one in there though.
Oh, okay. I'll let Dave go in and show you that one. So follow Dave through.
This is the bathroom.
What about you?
The wallpaper, I'm going to put scrubbable paint on here, because it will stop the moisture getting into it. And that, we've got a grey suite, which is nice. They've left me a brand new pine toilet seat. Plastic's great, but it is cold, wood is not. We've also got a grey bath, which is quite nice, with electric shower. Why do I like electric showers? Well, if the central heating goes off and the boiler goes off, you've still got hot water for your tenant to have their daily shower before they go to work. This is all tiled, so minimal work in here. Just refreshing up the paintwork, make sure all the paper's stuck down. This one has got an air vent in it that goes into the loft to let the steam out, which is always a good thing. It cuts down on your condensation, because tenants do not, as a general rule, like opening a window in a bathroom when they're showering. They think it's cold. The other thing they don't like is leaving windows open when they go to work. So always make sure you can ventilate properly without them having to leave windows open. And then you'll cut down on the mould.
Dave, here's a question.
Yep.
Whilst you were in the bathroom, we couldn't both fit in there, so I'm gonna jump back in the video. Obviously, what you've got is an older bath in here that's in great working condition, in good condition, and things like that. But obviously, great. So you know it's an older model. When you looked at this, did you say, okay, brilliant, because I can get away with that?
Yeah,
because I'm always looking. I'm like a reclaimer. Whenever I'm in a property, I'm like, what can not so much get away with, but actually that's in good condition.
What does not need to be replaced?
Yeah, because naturally you could come in and go, okay, I'm going to put a whole new suite in, and that may cost you
500-600 quid.
500-600 quid, but you've just saved that now.
Yeah.
So when you made the decision, did you say actually, because it's more of a universal colour, it's not like a pink or green?
Yeah.
That sometimes
You've
you can
got
get
to
with all
pick
the
what's called neutral.
Yeah.
It'll either be a white, a cream, or a grey.
Yeah.
If it's brown, and I've seen a few of those.
Yeah. Pink. Yeah.
Pink, lime green.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You know, avocado.
Yeah.
That means it's really, really old. That's the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
You've got to factor in. You've got to replace it all. And if you're replacing the bathroom and that, you'll be replacing the flooring, and you'll be replacing the tiles probably if it's already tiled.
Yeah.
So you are looking at a big expense.
Yeah.
So again, it comes off the price.
Yeah.
You know, what you don't spend is your profit. So look at it. Is it functional? Is it clean? Is it tidy? If it is, why are you replacing it?
100%. And I think you said something to me earlier when we were just talking about another property, and you're going to talk about that later, but you're looking at investing in. And actually, one of the things that we always say, cameraman there, if you heard a cough, that was a cameraman. We can't allow him to die. He's human. Okay, so.
Well, we think he is.
Yeah, we think he's human. All right. So one of the things that you always say is actually, what's the return on investment on that?
Yeah.
And sometimes changing a bathroom may feel good to you, but it's not actually going to give you any more rent, and it's not going to make it any more attractive a lot of times. So, always weigh that up. Don't get overly emotional.
Yeah. One thing you have to remember, you're not living in it.
Yeah.
So you're not picking it because you like it.
Yeah.
You're picking it because it's functional, clean, tidy. That's it. If you buy it because you like it, you'll get involved in it.
Yeah, you'll start
Remember,
way overspending and things
this
like
is a
that.
business. It's a business, pure and simple. Everything. I had a discussion on Monday with somebody about a deal, and it failed at auction. Solicitors got involved, it didn't go through, he lost £11,500, and he was moaning. And I said to him, the only thing that matters is the numbers. Does the numbers stack up? He said, well, I've got to pay now, instead of 107, I've got to pay 125. The question was, does the numbers still stack up? He goes, yeah. I says, well,
Perfect.
look at it. That's it.
That's all it's about, isn't it? Got to make the numbers stack up.
What about my 11,500? Talk to your accountant. Write it off. It's a loss. It's a business loss.
Yeah.
Go forward. So he's now gone back and he's doing the deal. Don't get involved emotionally. If it goes wrong, walk away.
The numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
That's the thing. Emotions do, numbers don't.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Always go with your head, not your heart.
Come on.
Right.
The next
Come
room.
on. The
Here we
kitchen.
go.
Sometimes when you go to a flat,
Yeah.
one of the rooms that gets squished inside is a kitchen. For a male, it's not that important.
Yeah.
Female, it is. And depending what ethnicity they are, I think I got that right.
Yeah, you did.
Women like a nice kitchen because they spend a lot of time in it. They do.
Yeah.
They do fantastic food, so they need the space. So you look, you've got drawers, you've got cupboards, and that. Here,
Washing machine space. And
washing
everything.
machine space is there. Fridge freezer space.
Yeah.
I have seen so many times people run the worktop straight across and not thought about leaving the space for the fridge freezer.
Yeah.
Right? You've got a built-in oven, built-in hob, and an extractor fan.
Perfect.
Thing to remember, if they are built in, you are responsible to replace them, because if you leave it to the tenant, you could wreck your kitchen.
Yeah.
Right? If it's freestanding and they damage it, they can replace it because it doesn't affect the composition of your kitchen.
Yeah.
So just bear that in mind.
And to be honest, I really like. I had one where they're built in and one where it's not. I actually prefer the built in.
It's cleaner.
Yeah, it's cleaner and things
Now
like
this
that.
has got a slight problem on where the knobs are.
Yeah.
We're losing the print,
Oh, okay.
but you can buy them online. About a
Perfect.
£5.
There we are.
Don't replace it. Just put them on there.
Put your print back on. Find a make.
Or if you're really, really good with a engraving pen,
Yeah.
you could engrave it back in, then colour it in. But I'm not, so I'll be buying them online.
I like it.
You also have, usually in these sort of properties, a cupboard. You'll have your fuse board in. Check your fuse board. It must have he says he breaks it. No, can't get at it. Right, you see in there's some red switches. They're your breaker switches, and the grey ones are the ones that you really want. They're the ones, if somebody electrocutes themselves, it trips out immediately. If you've got one and it's hardwired, it doesn't mean it's illegal
Yeah.
per se, but it may fail on the health and safety grounds because you're asking someone to play more with a live electricity. My advice would be call an electrician, get him to change it. Probably cost you about £400 or £500 depending on the wiring, but get it checked out. That's my advice.
And the thing is, whenever you get a property, first one, you need your gas cert every year.
Yep.
But your electrical cert, you don't need every year, but make sure you get it done.
That is changing slightly, or will be changing.
Yeah.
My advice is get an electrical inspection. They'll do an inspection, tell you what's wrong. You've inspected it, you now know if something goes wrong, you've done your due diligence.
100%.
Right?
It's so important.
Yeah. Now, when I got this property, I got with them all these warranty booklets.
Yeah.
They've been very good. Try and get them. These have got dates on. The shower was done in 2018. I've got the oven function chart, and in different languages as well. The backseat, when that was done, what's the age of that?
Nah, it looks fairly, well, not old, but it's going to be at least, I'd say, 5 years.
It's about 5 years old.
Yeah, about 5 years old, I'd say that.
That's the oven. That's the shower, I think. And we've got the stuff, the thermostat, and the program for the central heating.
Good.
And I do have here, funny enough, been checked for domestic electric installation. That was done in, do you know, they never put the date.
They never put a date.
2005.
Okay.
So it needs to be redone. I know somebody will do it. There are people out there, if you check hard enough,
Yeah.
and you go to, you're going to invest. I go to property meeting in Leamington,
Yeah.
and one of the guys there started up as an electrician. He's offered me a free electrical check.
Oh, okay.
Again, probably about 200 quid if you have it done.
Yeah.
Cost me a good bit of 2 hours of my life.
Worth it, though.
I can't get £200 for 2 hours of my life.
Yeah. I'm sure you can.
I'm not that good looking.
One day.
Talk to Denzil.
One day. This is really good.
Yeah.
So brilliant kitchen.
Brilliant kitchen. Nothing really
Nothing
to
really
it.
done.
Make it so it's washable, clean, tidy. So it'll be just brilliant white wallpaper. I'm not sure if I'm going to do white walls in here to make it brighter rather than the magnolia, but it'll be scrubbable paint. The ceiling, I will probably paint that in an antibacterial paint.
Stop the mould.
Yeah, stop any mold, because you get condensation in kitchens.
Yeah, and then that's a nightmare when you come in and then the mould build up after. Because the thing is, I don't know how often you inspect your properties, but obviously they don't want a landlord, they don't want an agent coming around every month. Okay, so
I mean, some
sometimes
mortgage companies say you have to inspect it every 3 months.
Yeah.
We think, personally, that being intrusive, every 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, we start off, you move in, it's 3 months after you move in, just as a check.
Yeah.
And then 6 months, then 6 months. We find that is quite adequate.
So my problem and my concern is, and that's what I'm saying, is if you imagine you're going to leave your property for 6 months, you can come back and it look very different, especially when it comes to things like mould and things like that. So get the paint right at the beginning, so that when you do come back in 6 months, you haven't got this like, oh my gosh, nightmare and a nightmare to clean,
because
re-prep.
If I was doing it really to the top spec, I'd strip all the wallpaper off here.
Yeah.
Because mould loves wallpaper.
100%.
So no, paint it with antibacterial paint.
One of the things I actually do, this house doesn't need it, and once again it'd be a waste, but we plaster all our properties.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have wallpaper anywhere, and I say to the tenants, you're not allowed to wallpaper. The reason being is that if there is, any work that needs to be done, I can just go in, paint it again, jobs are good, and pay me, a couple of rooms £100, doesn't cost me a lot.
No.
Okay, so like this has got wallpaper. I wouldn't strip it though, because the amount of time to strip it.
And the quality, if the paper
really
is lifting, I would.
Yeah.
I'd spend hours stripping it.
But at the moment it's fine.
Normally I wouldn't, but if I strip a room, I like to see what's behind it.
Yeah.
Just
and the only problem is that, look, sometimes as well, you can be mindful of this, is that when you're going around the property and it's wallpapered like this, just knock in certain places and you'll hear a hollow sound compared to others. If you get that, it means that your plaster underneath
has come away,
which means that there's going to be an extra cost to you. So just be mindful of that. And we'll do little tips like that on another video. So we've seen the kitchen, lovely. So
we've seen all the rooms.
Yeah, we've seen all the rooms. So it's a great little investment. Should we do the numbers then and see how it all stacks up?
Come on, let's see
some numbers.
Let's see mine.
I'm going to eat my biscuit on the way over.
Yes.
This is nice.
You can have a wacko.
Yeah.
Thanks. Let me go back and get the pen. I've left it in the kitchen.
So what we're going to do is just go through the actual numbers on this particular deal to show how it stacks up. So you've seen what a good investment property looks like, but what we're going to do is talk about the yield, talk about the return on investment, and all those things that are really important. And you'll see why David's bought this property. This one, we've already done the numbers. I went through it before we shot this video and we started the audio, and the numbers are really good. Some really good percentages and a really good yield. So we're going to go through that. Any questions that you have around how to work out the investments and things like that, please drop us an email, or you can also download. We're going to have a return on investment document. If you go to the website, you'll be able to download that as well. So here we go. Dave's back with his magic pen.
Right, I'm not the best handwriting, so please
Put it this way. Can you see there, cameraman? Okay, we're going to talk through, because obviously for those watching the video, we are also on podcast as well, so we're going to go through all the numbers that we're putting up. Okay, so first question, Dave, how much did you pay for the house, the actual purchase of the property itself?
Purchase, right. House line up there, Freddie. 95,500.
95,900.
500.
Okay, now you bought this at auction. What was the guide price?
It was 85 to 100.
Okay, so you got it underneath.
Yeah.
Which is
midpoint.
Yeah, midpoint. Was you happy with that? Was you happy with 95 at auction?
I was nearly pulling out at 95. I didn't really want to go the extra 500, but when you think about it, you just go back to your numbers. Can it stand it?
Okay.
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
I would have gone to 96. That was my max. I would have walked away.
Oh, okay.
You have to know when to walk. Don't get stuck into yes.
Vision board, the hand up.
Yes.
I'm in. This is mine. Oh, yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
No. I stuck at 95.5, and luckily I got it.
Brilliant. Okay, so we've got some other fees. One of those was an auction fee.
I had an auction fee.
Do you remember what that cost was?
£650.
Okay, so yeah.
So we'll put the fees down here.
Yeah.
£650 with the auction fees.
Okay. So auction fees, and obviously that can vary, so make sure you check what that is.
Yeah. Now with an auction,
yeah,
you pay the sellers.
What?
Yes. That's how they get people to put into auction. Because you put the house into auction and basically you have no cost.
Yeah.
The buyer pays the auction fees, the buyer pays your solicitor fees, so they think they're a good winner.
Yeah, 100%.
So you have to factor that in. So
solicitor's fees, how much do we pay?
$1,350. Very expensive. Mine didn't cost that.
Yeah. Oh, so let me hold
Will you hold the door?
Yeah, apologies about that.
Legal. We'll do this better.
Yeah.
When we get back. Legal was a $1,350.
Okay.
My solicitor's fees.
Yeah, is that one there? $785.
$785. You can see the difference. My legal.
And what we'll do, we'll put these numbers up on the side of the screen potentially as well, so you can see these clearly if they're not coming through. So we had your legals, we also had searches.
Searches and everything else.
360, I believe.
360. That covers a land registry search and any other searches that are required.
Brilliant.
If you're buying in the coal mining area, you'll have to pay for a coal mine search. Make sure there's no.
Just done that. We're about to purchase one in Tipton, in the West Midlands, which is historic for coal mining. So we've got another.
The other one to look out for, if you're near an old church, you'll have to pay. You should ask for a chancellery search to make sure that your property is not being made to support the repairs of the church.
Yeah.
If you're buying in the village, definitely check it, because some of them you can be owing hundreds of £1,000s if the church is falling down.
Oh wow. Okay. So what else we got? We got stamp duty, which is a tax. You want to tell them about the stamp duty that everybody now pays?
Right. On this property, stamp duty on this is nil because it's under 125,000.
Ooh, lucky guy.
Yeah. But because it's a second home to me, you pay 3%.
Right, so 3%.
28 something?
Yeah, 2,865.
That was the stamp. What else we got?
Yeah, you also had an insurance policy, I remember you told me out.
An indemnity policy.
Yeah.
When you buy a masonette, you own the property, or half of it, but you don't own the land it sits on. So it's a leasehold. So you have a lease. With mine, the lease was classed as slightly defective because there was things in there that weren't enforceable.
Oh, okay.
So you take out an indemnity policy, it satisfies your mortgage provider. So you don't have problems in the future. That was 175, I believe. Yeah,
175. I think we covered most of the fees now. I think you had a land registry fee was about £40. So.
Yeah.
Let's put insurance. Yeah.
Right. Now, the deposit. What did I put down for that?
Yeah, so your deposit was slightly higher, so 29%. Do you want to explain that? Because most people you're paying about 25%.
I went for 25, but my mortgage provider, the thing that you can't control is your surveyor.
Yeah.
It's his opinion of what it is worth. Right? Now my son bought one down the road, his has come back at 97, mine came back at 90. Two different surveyors, literally one block of houses over. So we're not talking hundreds of yards, we're talking 50 yards.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy. So, but that's it. You can contest it, but you've already probably paid fees, you can, and it just drags it out. If you can afford it, do it. So I had to pay extra. It was down ground by £5,000.
Yeah.
So I ended up paying
27,750 as a deposit.
27,750. That was my deposit.
Yeah. So I think all in.
So if you take everything in, all my costs, my cash commitment.
Yeah.
I think it's about that right.
No way. £33,263.80 to be precise, David.
Yes, because there will be VAT in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You can't escape that either.
Alright.
Right, that was my total commitment. Right. Rent. Now rent, you can find the comparables by looking on Zoopla. Don't look at Zoopla's things, look at what people are asking the rent for.
Yeah.
And how long they've been on the market. Same with Rightmove. You look at them, and also those are already let. Don't just look at those to let. Look for ones that have already gone.
Just tick that little box that says already let. Already
now
sold.
I know around here the rent is £600 a month.
Well, I hope so. Being a director of a letting agency, I'm sure you know all this. Yeah.
Right, times 12 equals 7,200.
Yeah, 7,200
per annum. Right. Now the question is it a good deal? Right. There's many ways you can work it out.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Right. You can do return on investment, which is take that and divide it by that, it'll give you a figure, or you can take that and divide it by that. That's the one I use because that's how much money I've deposited.
Yeah.
That's how much I'm getting back a year.
Yeah. Because this one here, the 95,000 for anyone listening on the podcast, the 95,000 that you pay for the purchase and the annual rent is how you work out your yield.
Yes.
So the yield on this was between 7.5, if you rounded it up with all the numbers, about 8, which is what you're looking for. You know, a yield of about 8 is
I've been
usually what
offered from professional sources just today 3 properties, and they're talking about a fantastic yield of 6%.
Yeah. That's
not worth it.
No,
that's not worth it.
Okay. Usually, the reason I say that, just from my experience, probably been in this for about 10 years now, is that you're getting close to just about washing its face.
Yes.
When you're at 6%, you're just about, by the time you've got expenses, and if the interest rate goes up and things like that, it tends not to wash its face, and you're not making the cash flow that you want. Right. So be careful on that.
When the surveyor comes round, he will give them an indication of what the rent will be.
Yeah.
They will then times your mortgage by 1.25%, another 125%.
Yeah.
And they will then times it by 5%, and that will tell them where you need to be on your rent. So if that rent is lower than what he predicts, fine. If that rent is higher than what he predicts, you'll have to put more money in or walk away.
Yeah.
You can't escape it.
Okay, so that's a really good point.
Yeah.
So
on this one, I'll say he said the rent should fetch about 625.
Yeah.
That's optimistic.
600.
My advice always, 2 things you do. Work out on the rent just a little bit below what he says, and then if you take that figure and you take a rent figure which is smaller than that.
Yeah.
I took it at 550 to work out where I would be.
Yeah.
550, would I still be making money?
You did.
And I did.
Brilliant.
And that's the easy bit.
Okay.
Right, so we've got that.
Yeah,
now,
so we've got the yield. What about your actual return on investment? Let me hold that for you.
Right, if we take the 7.2, you've got the numbers there.
Let's get to the sides a little bit for anyone looking at numbers.
Sorry,
so
my head's getting in the way.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
It's
if you're on a podcast, you're not going to see, you're going to have this problem.
Yeah. That's the problem when you're left-handed.
Yeah. Do you want to switch sides? Does that make it easier?
No, because I can't.
Okay, do it.
I'm comfortable. Right, where are we? Right, the 7,200 divided by that equals a cash return of 21.65% gross.
Now, how amazing is that? 21% return on your actual investment. So remember, not the purchase price, actual cash in the deal. You're getting back on a gross 21%, going on to 20. We round that up 22%, which is phenomenal.
And that's every year.
Yeah.
It's not once. Now, if you took all the other costs you've got, which is ground rent, insurance,
letting agents, building insurance, and things like that.
Building insurance and that.
Now, you may rent this yourself. Are you going to rent this one yourself or through the age actual?
I'm going to put it through there.
Yeah.
Everything else through it, it will be.
Just on that, as you're looking at your numbers, one of the things that we do when we're looking at properties, we take the monthly rent or the annual rent, and then as an expense, we say 20% of your rent are your expenses, which usually includes 10% to 12% for letting agents, your British gas, your cover, your home insurance cover. So those are the expenses that we put in. Okay, so we work on a 20% of the annual rent being expenses. You can be more scientific, but that's what we do. So, what Dave's going to show you now is actually the real return on investment based on your cash flow. So after expenses, okay, not the glorified figure here, but after expenses, and this is some really good numbers that you showed me.
Right. On the expenses, the insurance, I've got 2 quotes. One was for £119, one was for just over £140. Most people will go for the cheap one. Don't check to see what you get.
Yeah.
The cheap one, For malicious damage and everything, it was £1,000 excess. On the other one that was only a few pound dearer, it's £100.
Yeah. One I would say as well, this is my personal recommendation, you may have a different one. Direct Line are very good, very, very good, but I always use Simply Business. Right. And I would recommend, personally, Simply Business. Their policies are really good, very competitive.
Yeah. Problem with Masonettes, Direct Line won't touch them.
Oh, well, they're not. I've got a Masonet.
I rang up.
Point. Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I've had it before with Direct Line, they do a very good policy, right? There is very few people who will do Masonettes.
Oh, okay.
Right, because they're not flats, they're not houses.
Yeah.
So it's quirky to them. Yeah. I went through my normal broker.
Oh, okay.
If you've got a broker, use them.
Yeah.
Instead of you keep ringing up everybody up, because every time you go on a comparison site and you put your details in, they do a credit check on you. Right? Go to your broker, speak to them, they will check everybody out and only give you one, and then they'll put you forward, save you a credit check.
Excellent.
Right.
So where we're at, let's see these
all
final
my
numbers
costs,
before we close down. Yeah.
All my costs every month,
Yeah.
which is the ground rent, the insurance and everything else,
All
came
in.
out about 24 quid a month.
Okay, yep.
So you take the £24 off the 600. Come on, 24. Let's do it. 6, 7, 576.
Yeah.
Right. Times that by 12. Who's got a calculator? Come on.
Oh, I got, where's the calculator? Cameraman, come on, come in handy. Where's the famous hand coming in front of the lens? There we go.
Right, we do have backup here. Look
Yeah.
we need that times 12.
So 576 times 12. That's it. And the answer is...
Is it 0.6 or was 576?
£576 times 12.
Be good at maths here, shall I do that? Okay,
6, 9,
9. Yeah.
That's my net rent. Right, now divide that by 33263.8. I'm making it work here. I make no apologies.
Divided by, what's that?
33263.
Don't worry about it.
3, 2, 6.
Yeah, this one.
3. Yeah, cool.
And what does that give us as a percentage?
20%.
Near enough. 21%.
Yeah.
Hasn't dropped much. That's net.
Yeah. What about when we take off the mortgage? How much is your mortgage?
Right, mortgage is.
Final numbers now. This is
Right,
the
final
key one.
numbers. Right, the mortgage cost. 148. That's what it costs.
And that's on an interest-only mortgage.
2-year fix at 2.59%.
Right, now what you'll find, anyone who's a first-time landlord and things like that, you'll be thinking interest only. Residential mortgages, I don't believe you can get them anymore.
You can.
There's still some, I know a lot of places don't do it.
Buy-to-let, if you're renting a house out or any property, it has to be on a buy-to-let.
Yeah.
It's a commercial type mortgage. If you do it on a residential, because you've lived in it, and then you're going to rent it out, you need to speak to your lender, and they will either give you permission to rent out.
We did that with ours.
And they'll charge you probably £100 a year to do it.
Yeah.
And they'll allow you so long. Then you'll have to transfer it to a buy-to-let.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just remember, on a buy-to-let you can do an interest only.
Yes.
Now, we're going to do a video, just because I appreciate time on this one, we're coming to the end. We will talk about the benefits of either paying back the debt or put it on interest only. Okay, I'm not going to do it for this video, but we'll do a video on that. So, where are we at? So we've got, obviously, the 600 minus 148, okay, that leaves us with 452 for anyone listening on this podcast. Also minus the 24.
That 600 is minus the 24, so we have 576.
Yeah.
By the time I take the mortgage off 600, it's that. So yeah, you take the 24 off that.
Yeah.
And you've got 832, £428 a month cash flow.
Okay, so imagine that. How would you feel if you had an extra £400 coming in, whether you work, whether you don't work, when you're sleeping? This is what we call passive income. Okay, and this is the type of income that you should be looking for. One of the principles that we talk about in GenInvest is trade money for money, not money for time. Okay, what David has done is traded his money, that his hard-earned money, and he's traded that for this cash flow. And we're talking about what's your annual 428 times 12.
My income on that is £5,136.
For a lot of people, that's your
£5,000 a year.
mortgage. That's your mortgage paid sometime. 100%. Now, what's that then? So when we look at the return on the investment based on the money you put in, based on the 5,000, so and we'll give you a true then return on investment.
15.5%.
15.5%. So the great thing is, can I borrow your pen? Just 2 seconds there, sir.
You can.
Excellent. Right. 15.5%. Ask yourself, in the banks at the moment, how much are you getting? I saw one bank now talking about giving you 4%, and everyone's getting really excited at 4%. Now, compared to everyone else, that is really good. But what if your money was getting that year on year? And that's what you want. Now, his return on investment, actually, I'll tell you this, okay, is actually going to be greater in the years to come, probably in 2 years, because he'll be able to pull out some of this because he'll remortgage it at its true value with the carpets done and things like that, the liquor paint, that will take the value of the property up, which means that he'll be able to pull out some of his money. Yes, his mortgage will go up slightly, but that will then start to increase.
But your rent will go up as well.
Yeah, so really, really good. So what we wanted to do, Dave, is anything else that you wanted to say before we close off this segment? And
yes, one thing I always advocate to any landlord.
Yeah.
Keep 2 months' money in your bank.
Yes, yeah.
Don't touch it. That covers, your tenants may have a hiccup.
Yeah.
You may be due on the 1st and it doesn't come in until the 4th, but your mortgage payment could go out on the 1st.
Right.
Keep 2 months' money so that you have money in the account, you don't get an overdrawn fee. That way, if you keep 2 months in there, and as Denzil said, keep 10% back every month and build it up, because that will cover all your other little odds and sods.
100%. Generally, things that are going to come around, and I'm telling you, they do mount up. And so if you haven't got that money aside,
it comes out of your normal living.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Not what you want to do.
If it comes when you're supposed to be going on holiday and you're just telling your family that you're going to be short of £2,000,
not great.
You're not going to be loved.
All right.
So the hard work at the beginning, not at the end.
So thank you so much, okay, for listening. The one thing that we ask is obviously that you subscribe to obviously the podcast. Go to GenHopeTV. Also follow Dave at Property Connect. So he's going to be bringing out his own things as well. We'll be able to give you all the information. So if you look below, you're going to have all Dave's information. So you can obviously follow him. He's the property guru when it comes to landlords and letting. The one thing that we're going to do as well in terms of freebies, for the first person who obviously comments and subscribes, okay, to our social media outlet, we'll be able to give you a free ebook that we're writing, what it takes to be a landlord, things that you must know to be a landlord. Also, for anyone who's looking to do all these numbers, you're thinking, how did these guys just do that? We've actually got a downloadable that you can get from the website, okay, for a small fraction cost that will help you to do all these numbers to know if something's a good deal or a bad deal. But remember to subscribe, because Dave will be here every Monday, okay, doing a GenInvest takeover, but also obviously you'll be able to follow his stuff real soon, and you'll see that at the bottom on the video as well. So thank you so much, and remember, it's your responsibility to take care of your financial freedom. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Excellent.